Look at that for a beauty. Oh, I'm David Wood, and this is the Pro Series for Angling for You. Hi, I'm Dave from Middy, and we are here on the bank today to bring you a new series from Angling for You, which is called the Pro Series. Now, we're here at New Begin Ponds in Sheffield to do a little bit of fishing today when it's absolutely boiling. So, it is 27 degrees, the fish are cruising around on the surface, but I'm just going to show you how that you can go down to one of your local ponds and try and tackle the fish that are feeding and do the best that you can basically at one of your local ponds in the absolutely boiling hot conditions. So let's get fishing. Right, so as you can see, we're on the box now and it's absolutely boiling. So we thought what we're going to do first is just have a quick go at method, because there were, when we were setting up, a couple of muggers. So I've set a waggler rod up, but they seem to have all gone now. So what we've had to do is I'm just going to chuck the method out. I'm going to chuck it over there into those weeds. There's been a few carp crashing about, and because it's really hot, the carp are going to be in probably the shallowest water that they can get in. So they're probably going to be over there or down the edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to bait up a spot just over these weeds. It's around about 4 foot down the edge, but the carp, they do come close in here, and across there as well. It's probably sort of the same sort of depth, so that's what we're going to fish. There's no point in chucking it out into the middle unless we want to catch like silverfish, but we're getting a few knocks on this down the edge. What I've done is just feeding 6mm with my hand, just throwing them in, just making a bit of noise, and then what we're doing is just placing a little method feeder over the top. I'm getting odd little knock on it now, but what we're doing is just trying to keep it slack, and then when we do get one, obviously it'll just rip the rod straight round. And what I'll do is I'll show you my method feeder and what sort of tackle I'm using in a short while, once we've had a few fish. So yeah, to start off with, we're just going to fish 2 spots down the edge and chuck a method straight across, so hopefully we'll get one in a minute. Right, we've got one on now. It's probably going to be a skimmer, I would have thought, at this early point. Don't feel like a carp. There we are, just a young skimmer, nicely netted there. Just put the rod under your bum and then you can unhook him with 2 hands. Oh, he got a funny mouth on him. There we go, he's out. Nice little skimmer there. I thought I'd catch these first before any sort of carp moving. So I don't mind catching them at the start. So I'll talk through my rig later, but what I'm using is just a flat bed method feeder from Middy. So we're using a pink wafter. So what I'm going to do is just show you how to load this method feeder. So I've got my 2mm carp and coarse pellets, which I've done some red pellets with the krill, and just put them in with them as well. So what we're going to do is just put a bed on. So what we do is just squeeze a nice little bed there. Then we get his mould, fill it up, pop his wafter in there like so. You want the hook line coming out of the bottom as you're going to push your method feeder in and then give it a quick sharp jag, and there you go. That is absolutely perfect. What we're going to do on this time as well, whack a little bit of this super spray on. This is a spicer, pop some of that on top, chuck that out. Here we go. Right, we've ended up getting another one. It looks like it's probably another skimmer, but it did take the rod off, and I thought, hey up, what have we got here? Don't mind catching a few of them until we start getting some proper fish. So at the moment, don't be put off if you are getting a few skimmers or roach or smaller fish, because what we're doing is we're building the peg up. So keep it going in, keep casting, keep putting your feed in, and then hopefully these carp will turn up. So let's get it in again. Same spot. Quietly as we can. And then once it's gone in, a few pellets over the top to make that noise. Then hopefully when it goes, it'll go. Right, we've had a quick chuck to the other bank because we're just going to let that inside line settle. So we're going to fish these two lines today, and it looks like we've got a little fish on. What's this? Young skimmer, look. There we go. Got to be good to catch them, aren't you, Ben? Can't see a thing, you know. Oh, that's a bite, isn't it? Nearly lost the rod. Right, I've chucked it out again. It looks like we're into his first carp, and it didn't take long from catching that little skimmer to chucking it out to just popping the rod on the rest, and it's gone round. So there you go. It does all right having two swims going. We've got that inside swim going, and we've got that one on the far bank. I'm just plopping it in, and it's gone round. See if we can get this one in. Probably one of them smallish carp, I would have thought. But that sun's straight in my kisser at the minute, so it's quite hard to see whereabouts it is until it gets a little bit closer, this one. Feels like a nice fish as well. Just play it as low as I can. And we'll see what we've got. Now I like to have the drag set me. I'm not a back wind fan. I just have the drag set, so if it does want to run, the drag will just do, the reel will just do the work. And these 5G rods are just amazing for feeder fishing. Probably the best sort of rod you can get for like under like 90 quid. But let's see what we've got. Oh, he's a nice carp as well. There we go. Oh, pop that on there. See what we've got. Lively, aren't they? See if he'll behave for 2 minutes. never get them when you want, can you? There we go, look, a nice new biggin carp, probably around about 6 or 7 pounds, but lovely start here at New Biggin. So let's get him back, see if we can get another one. Right, so my setup basically for method feeder fishing, what I've got today is a nice little 10-foot Middy 5G method feeder rod. I've got a Middy reel on there with 8-pound line on. Now you don't want it too, the line on it, you don't want it too low diameter, because you're going to be cranking in carp to, you know, 14-15 pound on here, so you don't want it you want a nice durable line. And basically all we've got on is a method feeder. Now what I like to do is just slide it on. It's a sliding method feeder, and then what I do is a twizzle boom, which is probably about 4-inch twizzle boom there, to a quick change link, and then I've got my hook length, which is 4 inches, which is a QC1, and that's on a spike as well. So I like to spike my wafters on. I don't use bands if I'm fishing wafters. It's always got to be a spike when I'm fishing in. So that's pretty much a simple setup. The reason why I have that twizzle boom there is the amount of times that I used to play fishing and you get to that crucial point when you're just about to net them and it snaps off because you've caught a lot of fish on it before. So if you have a twizzle boom there, it just aids that, makes it much stronger when you're netting the fish basically. And that's it really. What we're doing is we're just double skinning it like I always do. These are just 2mm carp and coarse pellets. To put a base on there, then we get us method feeder mold, poppers wafter in, and then basically we push down and just let the just cut that bit there. I'll talk through that a bit again, and then just basically that's what we're chucking out. So your hook bait's nicely in there. What we have been doing as well is just using one of these super sprays. I think this is the spicy one, and just giving it a couple of sprays on that, and then we're chucking that out. So let's get this chucked out again, see if we can get another one. What's this? This looks like probably a bream. So as we've got later on in the session, the other line on the far bank seems to have been the best line at the minute. And as the sun's gone down, the muggers, I had my waggler rod set up and I thought, oh, we could catch some muggers early on, but there just weren't any there. They seemed to have been in the shade at the other end of the lake and stuff. So we persevered on method feeder, and I didn't really had to do anything different. We've been catching skimmers, bream, roach. We've even had a few small fish, but you just got to keep persevering, and you seem to be getting these better fish moving now. So let's see what this one is. It don't feel like a carp. If it is, it's a really small one. But just didn't... I don't know what it is now. I'm not good at naming fish. If you remember that video at Artil, oh, it is a small carp. I thought a 10-pound carp were a big roach at one bit, so I'm not that good at calling me fish until I've seen them. It just seems to be a small carp. It didn't feel like a carp to start off with. Felt like one of them bream, but they're all welcome. Another nice little carp. There you go, another nice little carp on the method. So we'll get it back out and see if we can catch another. Oh, right, so what I'm going to talk about on this bit is just how to cast it to them weeds at the far bank. So earlier what I did is I didn't have an up length on, but I kept my feeder on, and what I've done is cast out there, and then I put my reel on a clip, and you cast out as far as you think that it is, and then just keep casting out, letting a bit of line off the clip and getting it to pretty much the position that you want it to. So once we've got that set up, it's quite easy to cast it in. We have had a bit of an issue with the sun straight in his face, so it has been a bit hard to cast in the same sort of spot, but what we're doing is we're just fishing to the right side of those little stick-ups, of those white little stick-ups, to the far bank, and the closer we get it, it seems to be that we get a carp, because the carp are in the weeds just sat there in the shallow water. So a lot of people cast differently, and it's the way that you want to cast it. I've seen loads of different techniques, but as long as you get it in the position that you want it to be, it doesn't really matter the way that you cast, I think. Everyone has their own sort of style, but what I do is I'll look where I'm casting, and what I'll do is I'll swing it out, so it's like a pendulum, so I'll swing the feeder to where I want it to go, and then with the same sort of motion I'll come back with the rod and then punch it out, and I'll bring the rod back so it hits the clip, so you don't get it in the weeds. So I'll try and cast out for you now and see how it goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to swing it out, then go back over his head, straight out into the weeds, bring the rod back, and that is absolutely perfect. So if you just have a go, the more that you cast, the more better you're going to get at it. Hopefully that'll go around with another carp. So it's just coming to the later of the session now. I've kept feeding this edge here with a few 8mm, but it's not been the best, and I think it's not been the best, these sort of edges, is because we've got the cameras and everything, and we're chatting on the bank and everything like that. The best swim today has been the far bank, and that's just gone again, probably a small fish. Yeah, so that far bank has been the better swim, and just really because of the noise on the bank and we're talking and everything, it looks like the carp don't seem comfortable coming down to where we're sort of fishing, so we've had to cast over there, and that's where we've caught the majority of his fish. But you get the odd small and mixed into it. I think this is a small hide, but we have had some bigger ones and some skimmers and stuff like that. So let's just get this one unhooked. Looks like it's come out in the net. There we go. There's loads and loads of different species in here, from hide, tench, crucians, carp, bream, all sorts in here. So we'll carry on and see if we can get a few more. Here we go. Oh, this is making a run for it. Right, without by far that line over to the weeds has been the best one of the day. We've like I said, we've had a few skimmers down there, but it's just not been no good. The waggler we were going to try earlier, but we didn't bother because all the mugging fish had moved off as well while the sun was out. But this one was taking some line down there. It's gone up halfway down pond. This could be a big one, this. Don't want him to go down in them weeds there. Could be disastrous. If it gets stuck down there, we're going to have to get in here, Ben. Not looking good. These carp, they don't have fight in here. Let's stand up, giving a bit of side strain. There we go, he's out. We don't have to go in. Right. See if we can get him out now. Concentrate on this last little bit. Keep his head up. We've got him. We've got him. Right, tip's gone round again into another fish. Feels like another carp. Them carp seem to have moved in across there. And we've had plenty of fish today, but I think we're going to call this one the end one. So let's see if we can get him in. Just again, keeping your rod. It's going to go down there into them weeds, I think. I think we might be alright if we can get him out. Give him a bit of side strain. There we are, he's moved out, I think. We're alright. Coming in quite quickly, this one. Crucial point now. See if we can get his head up. Yeah, we've got him. Probably the sort of standards that you get here. About 4 or 5 pound carp. There you go. What a wonderful day. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you do the same on mine, it'd be absolutely fantastic as well. So thanks very much, Ben. Really enjoyed this session. We'll see you on the bank. Keep on bagging.